Hey guys, welcome back to Sirant Presents Sirant's Retro Games Garage. I am here in my garage, the car right next to me today. It's rainy outside today, it's cold outside today, not many people walking by, but it's a perfect day to be in the garage. I can still enjoy the outdoors and play my retro games and not get wet. And also my CRT monitor doesn't get wet. On that note, just an interesting little thing. I did something funky today. I got this monitor for free. It was just a giveaway. Somebody didn't want it. And I've been using it for quite a while. And today I actually looked at it and went, wow, that screen is so smudgy. So I actually took a cleaner to it and it's a brand new monitor. I mean, it's perfect in every way. The picture is tip top. What I thought was old and worn before, after good cleaning, it's crazy how much of a difference that makes. But anyway, let's move on. Today, as opposed to looking at another free online platform, because there are many, I thought I'd just look at one of my favorite classic retro games that if you have the opportunity to play it, I highly recommend you give it a try. It's one of those ones that I think gets overlooked a lot because it seems very simplistic in its design, but it actually can be quite challenging. I, of course, am talking about Amidar, which you can see in the image here beside me. The recycling truck is here in case you hear a bunch of noise. And this is one of the weirder games out there, considering that part of the game you are a gorilla that's running around a grid and collecting little dots, running away from tribespeople who are trying to kill you. And then in other levels, you are a paintbrush or a painter, but you just see the paintbrush running away from pigs who are trying to kill you. So you're either a gorilla or a paintbrush being hunted by pigs or tribespeople. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. But hey, it's a lot of fun. I am going to play this through the my own emulator here. It's not my own, but it's the Defend emulator, and I've got my ROMs in here. I've got a few of my favorites, but we are going to go right to the top of the list, and we're going to click Amidar. I love how this starts up, just like the old arcade machines themselves. So here we go. We're looking at Amidar, though. Oh, this is the bonus level. When you are actually the pig trying to get to a certain location by picking the right path, kind of like a pachinko thing. So hey, here are our characters. Player 1, we have the Amidar. We have the Tracer who falls around the outside. Player 2 is the paintbrush. And then we have the pigs. So this is the premise here. Now, obviously you're trying to... the paintbrush is much more difficult because you have to trace the paint. You can't go further than the block you're on, otherwise you lose your paint and you're not doing anything, unlike the gorilla where you're just collecting dots. So the paintbrush is substantially more challenging because you have to actually stay connected to the paint. There you can see that he can jump. He doesn't jump himself, but he makes everybody else jump, and if you're lucky, that gets you to a safe point. Now there's a time limit. We'll look at that if we get to it. Yeah, so this is a fun game. As with all of these these MAME arcade games, when we want to play, we first have to... I'm using this is just a very cheap $20 wired joystick that I got off Amazon. I'll put a link to it below if you're interested in getting one yourself. I got tired for these systems with batteries and wireless connection and Bluetooth being shaky and latency, so I just figured $20 I'll get myself a wired controller because I'm not moving around with it anyway, and I really am liking it. It does use the analog stick, which for some games like this one can be tricky. I prefer to use the digital, but hey, it is what it is. I could probably remap it if I want to, but it doesn't do anything. Start and select don't work on the MAME games with the controllers, so instead we use the keyboard on the PC. So the number 5 is your quarters, and you can pump in as many as you like. And then to actually start playing one player, you would hit number 1. If you want 2 players, you'd hit number 2. I'm going to hit number 1 since I'm here by myself. So here I am. I am the gorilla, collecting the dots and filling in the spaces. They are coming much too close. There we go. The white Amidar, as you can see, is circling the map. And if you pay attention to the other just regular Amidars, you'll notice something quite interesting about them. They do follow a pattern. they don't deviate. So if you're careful and you're paying attention to where they're going, you can pretty much stand right in front of these guys, confident in knowing that they are not going to touch you. Right? That guy knows is going to continue down. This guy's not going to touch me either. That guy went low. All right. So I'm just going to stay in front of this guy for a while since I have some pretty clear sailing. Woo, that was close. Now the other little point on here is that once you get well, that was close. My finger slipped off the controller. Once you get all 4 of the corners, it's like Pac-Man eating the magic button. You get to go hunting and eat them. Okay, so yep. Ooh. Okay, now this guy's definitely coming here. Yep. And now you can just go around chasing them and eating them, though I personally think it's more beneficial to chew up as much of the map as you can, because when they come back, they're coming for you. Not sure what that beep 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 was, but it's probably a timer or warning or something. There we go. Yay! 19 credits. That would be $5 worth of quarters. Okay, so now you're trying to pick the one that will lead. Obviously, I did not. To the banana. Nope. And you've got to do it within a very, very quick time period, or you don't, or it just randomly picks for you. Okay, so now here's the paint. Slightly different. You can see that I'm painting here, but damn. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have to be touching the paint for an entire square in order for it to get that square. So I'm just going to back off here. And it's a little too hot in there right now. There we go. So you can't do 2 squares at once. You've got to do them one at a time here. But you can't stop. Not. That was close. I'm guessing that the numbers represent points. Don't see why it doesn't have points in the gorilla version. Uh-oh. Oh, and I didn't jump. I should have jumped. Truth be told, I don't know which button jump is. So you only get 3 jumps per level, so you have to use them kind of carefully. But I guess it would be good to know which button it was so I could use them carefully, as opposed to not at all. There we go. I just used it to find out what it was. It's the A button. Kind of makes sense. But never assume and then die because you didn't click the right button. This is going well. Uh-oh. Am I going to be able to finish this one? That I blame on the analog stick. Wow. But anyway, not bad. First place, 18,000. Another feature about this game, you cannot continue. There is not a continue feature like there are in so many other arcade games. I guess it kind of makes sense in this because you're not playing with real quarters. If there were real quarters, I'd want you to keep going forever. If it were my machine. And again, you see the gorilla, I can start taking squares anywhere. The paintbrush is much more challenging. I'm not sure why they call it 2-player. Unless when you're, because when I have played this 2-player in the past, there were 2 gorillas and 2 paintbrushes, not 1 gorilla and 1 paintbrush. That would be annoying. Boop, 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 boop. And again, you see these guys, they do follow predictable patterns. They go the same way every time. They just take every right turn or left turn or whatever it is they're doing. And so you can kind of plan on it. There we go. There's the jump. I wanted to try that. Just make sure it's okay. Okay, and you'll go away. You will not. Oh! Premature jump. But I can probably get this before any of them get down here. I'm just going to do that because I can. They all dropped off. Okay. Anyway, guys, this is Amidar. It's a fun little game. It's not one that you should just discount as being an old, boring one. There is some actual strategy that goes into it, and it's a lot of fun. Go check it out. It's available on a lot of the online free resources. It's also available in a lot of ROM packs all over the place. You can get this everywhere. It's available on Atari 2600. It's available in MAME packs, and I believe there are some other knockoffs. There are actually some really good knockoffs available of Amidar as well. They're a lot of fun that look slightly different, but the same general premise. So there you go, 1981 Konami classic, Amidar. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope you do give it a try, and if you do like these videos, please leave a comment below, and give me a thumbs up and a subscription if you wouldn't mind. And if you've got a favorite classic arcade game that you'd like looked at a little bit or you want to share, please tell me in the comments below. I'll look it up, I'll give it a play, and I'll let you know what I think. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and we will see you next time.